This video is about she was his chosen one, but she belonged to another pack. If this story captivates you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. The moon hung low, a silver coin etched against the indigo sky, casting its ethereal glow over the dense, shadowy woods of the Silverfang territory. L'Oreal had always felt the pull of the night, the whispers of the trees calling to her spirit. Tonight, however, that call felt different, urgent, electric. She paced the edge of the clearing, her heart thundering in her chest, not just from the magic of the night, but from the knowledge that she was to meet him. Helen, the alpha of the Stormcall pack, had summoned her. The packs had been bound by an ancient treaty, but there was a tension that simmered beneath the surface, a bond that had yet to be acknowledged. "Are you certain this is wise?" whispered Alice, L'Oreal's closest friend and confidante. With her auburn curls and sharp green eyes, Alice was always the cautious one. "Your family want to take kindly to you meeting with him." L'Oreal took a deep breath, her grey eyes shimmering under the moonlight. "He is not just any alpha, Alice, he is my destined mate. I feel it in my bones, but he belongs to another pack. It is forbidden." "But what if—" "No?" L'Oreal cut her off, her voice firmer than she intended. "I must know. For once, I must choose my own path." Her heart pounded with each word. The thought of rejection and betrayal loomed large, yet the hope of a shared destiny fueled her. As she stepped into the clearing, her breath caught. Kalen stood there, his tall, muscular frame silhouetted against the luminescent moon. His raven hair caught the light, and his blue eyes, fierce and wild, locked onto hers. The world fell away, leaving just the two of them, bound by fate. "L'Oreal," he breathed, his voice rough yet tender. "You came." "Of course I did," she replied, her pulse racing. "I had to see you." He stepped closer, and a magnetic pull surged between them, awakening the instincts both loved and feared. "We shouldn't be doing this. There are packs they could never accept it." "I don't care," she said defiantly, crossing the space between them. The air crackled with emotion, with longing, and with the weight of their worlds colliding. "L'Oreal, you belong to the Silverfangs," he said, his voice low and strained. "I am bound to the Stormclaws. This connection, it is dangerous." "Dangerous, yes, but it feels right." Her voice quivered with the pain of yearning. She reached out, brushing her fingers against his forearm, sending a shiver through both of them. Kaelin flinched, and she pulled away. "I am sorry. I didn't mean to it." "It is not that," he murmured, stepping closer again. "It is that I want you to, but I can't betray my pack, my family." "Can you betray your heart?" L'Oreal challenged, her breath hitching. The wind picked up, rustling the trees as if the forest itself conspired with their fate. He looked away, a storm brewing in his eyes. "My heart is a burden I cannot bear, L'Oreal. This bond we feel, it is more than just attraction, it is destiny, but with destiny comes sacrifice." Her heart sank. "So you will turn away from me?" "I don't want to," he admitted, torment evident in his voice. "But my duties, my pack, they come first. I cannot let them down." The weight of his words crushed her. "And what about me? Am I to be left to wither in the shadows of your choices?" Kaelin's expression darkened, pain etched on his face. "You have to understand, if the Stormclaws knew it could lead to war, I can't let that happen." "War?" L'Oreal echoed, her voice barely a whisper. "Is that what we were worth to them? Just pawns in a game?" "Stop," he said, his voice low and fierce. "You know it is not that simple. I can't lose you, but I can't lose my pack either." She stepped back, her heart aching with a mixture of anger and sorrow. "And so we stand here, caught in this impossible web, unable to act on what the moon has woven between us." "I am trying to protect you," he said, desperation lacing his tone. "If my father finds out about us, he'll never allow it. You'd be in danger." "But would I be safer with you?" L'Oreal's voice trembled, feeling the gravity of their situation. "Why can't we just be together?" "Because we were not meant to be," he replied, each word a dagger to her heart. "This is a dream, L'Oreal, a beautiful, cruel dream." Tears threatened to spill from her eyes as she looked at him, the pain of their unfulfilled bond suffocating. "Then I'll awake from it," she said, her voice breaking. "I will return to my pack and forget you." Kaelin's eyes widened. "No, don't say that. You can just walk away. I want to let you go." But she felt the cool kiss of reality pressing against her, urging her to make the choice that would protect them both. "You say that now, but when the dawn breaks, you'll see the truth." "L'Oreal?" His voice echoed in the stillness of the night, raw and desperate. "Please don't do this. We can find a way." "Maybe, but not tonight," she whispered. "Tonight, I need to remember who I am." With one last look, L'Oreal turned away, her heart heavy with the weight of their forbidden connection. Each step was a battle, dragging her deeper into a reality that felt unbearable. As she left the clearing, the moonlight dimmed, casting shadows that mirrored her turmoil. In the distance, she could hear the howls of the Stormclaw pack echoing through the night, a reminder of the bond she could never truly claim. In the days that followed, L'Oreal tried to drown her sorrow in the routine of her pack. She trained with the Silverfang warriors, her movements precise yet lacking the fire they once held. The ache of Kaylan's absence gnawed at her. L'Oreal? Alice found her one evening, concern etched across her face. You've been distant. What happened? She hesitated, the memories flooding back. I saw him, Alice, Kaylan. Alice's eyes widened. You can't be serious. What were you thinking? You know that's forbidden. I couldn't help it, L'Oreal admitted, her voice barely a whisper. I feel this connection to him, but he belongs to the Stormclaws. I thought we could find a way, but what? Alice pressed gently. But he refused to betray his pack, L'Oreal finished, feeling the heaviness settle in her chest. I am to be left behind, a ghost of what could have been. That is not the end of it, Alice said fiercely. You must fight for what is yours, L'Oreal. Love is worth the struggle. Is it? L'Oreal replied, her voice tinged with bitterness. What if fighting means tearing us apart? What if it leads to war? Then we stand together. No one should dictate who you can love. Alice placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder, grounding her. You are stronger than you know. As night fell, L'Oreal climbed the ridge overlooking the forest, the moon high and bright above. Her heart ached with longing as she thought of Kaylan. She remembered his laughter, the warmth of his presence, the way he made her feel alive. L'Oreal! A voice pierced the quiet, breaking her reverie. She turned, her heart leaping as Kaylan appeared, breathless, his eyes burning with intensity. What are you doing here? She asked, panic rising within her. I had to see you, he said urgently, stepping closer. I couldn't let you go, not without a fight. Kaylan, this is dangerous, she protested, her heart racing. I don't care, he said, his voice fierce. I can't deny what I feel for you any longer. We were meant to be, L'Oreal. I wouldn't let my pack dictate my heart. Tears welled in her eyes, a rush of emotion threatening to spill over. But what about the war, the consequences? Let them come, he said, determination etched on his face. I would face 1,000 battles to keep you safe, to call you mine. In that moment, under the gaze of the moon, the world around them faded. The air thickened with electricity as they moved together in unstoppable force. She reached for him, feeling the heat radiate between them, the undeniable bond that tethered their souls. Then we fight together, she whispered, their foreheads touching. No matter the cost. Together, he echoed, and in that shared moment of destiny, their hearts synchronized, transcending the boundaries that. The night wrapped around them like a shroud, the atmosphere thick with unspoken promises as L'Oreal and Kaylan stood face to face, their breaths mingling in the cool air. The world around them faded, leaving only the pulsating energy that bound their souls. Why did it take you so long? She murmured, her voice trembling with a mix of fear and hope. Kaylan's blue eyes searched hers, filled with a fierce determination. I was scared, L'Oreal, scared of what it meant to choose you over everything I've known. Then this is all new to you? She asked, the vulnerability in her tone causing his heart to clench. It is terrifying, he admitted, stepping back just enough to let the reality of their situation wash over them. But if I am going to face that fear, I need to understand the depth of what I am risking. My pack, my family, they won't take this lightly. L'Oreal nodded, feeling the weight of everything that lay ahead. You were choosing love over loyalty, Kaylan. That's a dangerous line to walk. I know, he replied, his voice slow and steady. But I refuse to deny what is between us. I refuse to hide. With those words, Kaylan closed the distance, their lips barely brushing before they melted into a kiss that was both soft and fierce, igniting the flames of their longing. L'Oreal wrapped her arms around his neck, losing herself in the warmth of his embrace as the world faded away. But as they pulled apart, reality crashed in like a wave. What if someone finds out? She whispered, her heart racing with both excitement and dread. Then we fight, he said resolutely, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear. We find a way to make everyone understand. And what if they don't? Her voice quivered with the weight of uncertainty. What if we were torn apart before we even get the chance to be together? Kaylan's expression hardened, a flicker of rage igniting in his eyes. I won't let that happen. I'll confront my father. He has to understand that our love can bridge the divide between our packs. Your father is the alpha, L'Oreal replied, the reality of his words hitting her with force. He wanted take kindly to betrayal. Kaelin's jaw clenched. Betrayal? Or is it a rejection of tradition, one that shouldn't exist? We are not our ancestors. We re more than their shadows. A moment of silence passed between them, charged with anticipation. But what if he threatens you? Laurel asked, the fear in her voice palpable. Then I'll face him, Kaelin said fiercely. For you, I would face anything. Kaelin. She hesitated, torn between fear and admiration. I don't want to be the reason you lose everything. Laurel, he said, his voice tender yet firm, you are not the reason. It is my choice to make, and I choose you. A soft sigh escaped her lips, the weight of affection and admiration swirling in her heart. I wish it could be simple. Nothing about love is ever simple, Kaelin replied, his gaze unwavering. But it is worth every risk. As the moon hung high, illuminating their hidden sanctuary, Laurel felt a flicker of hope ignite within her. Then let us find a way to make this work, she said softly, her eyes shimmering with determination. Kaelin nodded, his features softening. Together. But just as Laurel felt the warmth of possibility, a rustling sound echoed from the underbrush, shattering their moment of peace. They both turned, instincts kicking in as they prepared for the worst. Kaelin growled low, the sound emanating from deep within his chest. Stay close, he urged, positioning himself protectively in front of her. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows' alleys, her auburn hair wild and her eyes wide with panic. What are you doing here? Laurel gasped, her heart racing. I followed you, Alice said breathlessly, her voice laced with urgency. You can be here. If anyone sees you... Stop, Kaelin interrupted, taking a step forward. We're not hiding, Alice. Laurel deserves to know what is at stake. Alice's expression shifted between anger and worry. You think this is a game? You both are playing with fire. We're aware of the risks, Laurel replied, her voice firm. But I want to back down from fighting for what I want. Alice's eyes softened, understanding washing over her. Then you need to be careful. If the Stormclaws find out, then I'll have to face them, Kaelin said, determination flaring in his eyes. And I'll do it for her. Alice shook her head. You're walking into a war zone, Kaelin. Your father won't hesitate to protect his pack. Then let him come, Kaelin retorted, the intensity of his resolve palpable. I'll show him that love is stronger than any loyalty. Laurel felt a surge of admiration for Kaelin, yet the fear of what lay ahead gnawed at her. But what if? And no more what ifs. Alice interjected, her voice resolute. You both need to prepare. If you're going to confront the packs, you need allies. Who? Kaelin asked, his brow furrowing. Others who believe in unity, Alice said. We can rally those who see the potential in a union between our packs. If we're going to make a stand, we will need strength in numbers. Laurel felt a flicker of hope. You think there are others who feel the same way? I know there are, Alice replied, her confidence shining through. But you'll need to be cautious. There are those who would see this bond as a threat. Kaelin exchanged a look with Laurel, a silent agreement passing between them. Then we have a plan, Kaelin said, his voice steady. We'll seek out allies. We'll show both packs that love can unite us. As they strategized under the moonlight, Laurel felt a swell of determination. We will face whatever comes our way, together. Days turned into a blur of secret meetings and hushed conversations as Laurel, Kaelin, and Alice worked tirelessly to gather supporters. The tension in the air grew thick, a storm brewing not just in their hearts but in the very fabric of their world. One night, they gathered deep in the woods where the boundaries of their packs blurred. The air crackled with anticipation as they stood before a group of carefully chosen allies. Thank you all for coming, Laurel began, her voice steady despite the weight of her heart. We stand here not just for ourselves but for the future of our pack. Kaelin stepped forward, his presence commanding. We're here to forge a new path, one where love doesn't tear us apart but brings us together. The murmurs of agreement rippled through the group, a beacon of hope igniting in the shadows. But before they could delve deeper into their plans, a figure emerged from the dark south, Kaelin's father, flanked by his most loyal warriors. The air thickened with tension as Kaelin's heart dropped. Father, he said, his voice firm despite the quaking in his chest. Kaelin, Calder replied, his tone cold and unforgiving. You've made a grave mistake. Father, listen. Kaelin began, but Calder cut him off. No, you will listen to me. You've betrayed your pack by associating with the Silverfangs. This could mean war. Laurel stepped forward, her voice ringing with defiance. We're not betraying anyone. We're recreating a future that unites our packs rather than divides them. Calder's eyes narrowed. You think you can change tradition with mere words? Love will not save you from the consequences of your choices. Kaelan stepped between them, his body tense. What will it take for you to understand, Father? We are stronger together. This hatred will only lead to destruction. The air crackled with tension as Calder's gaze locked onto L'Oreal. And you, Silverfang, you dare come here and speak of unity? You are a threat to everything we've built. Love is not a threat. L'Oreal shouted, her heart pounding. It is what will save us. We can learn from our past, not be shackled by it. Calder's expression darkened, shadows shifting across his face. You would risk the lives of our packs for a fleeting dream. L'Oreal's voice trembled with passion. It is not fleeting, it is powerful. We can rewrite our destinies. For a moment silence hung heavy in the air. But then Calder's expression softened, if only for the briefest moment. You think you can change centuries of tradition? Kaelan stepped forward, his voice steady. Yes, together, we can be stronger, but we need your support, Father. We need to break this cycle of conflict. Calder's gaze flicked between Kaelan and L'Oreal, weighing their words, the tension palpable. Calder's gaze flicked between Kaelan and L'Oreal, weighing their words, the tension palpable. And if you fail, if your ambitions lead to bloodshed, you will have put our entire existence at stake. Kaelan's heart raced, the weight of his father's disapproval pressing down on him like a storm cloud. I refuse to believe that love can lead to destruction. Father, you taught me that strength lies in unity. His voice trembled, a mix of determination and vulnerability spilling forth. Give us a chance. Calder's expression hardened, a mask of stoic authority. You've chosen a dangerous path, Kaelan. I cannot support this. The Stormclaws have always been defined by their loyalty, and you risk tearing that apart. L'Oreal stepped forward, her pulse quickening as she felt the intensity of the moment. Alpha Calder, I don't wish to be divisive. I love your son, she said, her voice steady despite the pounding of her heart. But we cannot live in fear of change. Isn't it time for our packs to evolve, to embrace a new destiny? Calder's eyes narrowed, assessing the fire in her words. Your love does not erase the history between our packs. We've been enemies for generations. You think you can rewrite that with a few impassioned speeches? I believe it is worth fighting for, Kaelan interjected, his voice fierce. You taught me to stand for what I believe in, Father, and I believe in L'Oreal. I believe in us. Calder's expression flickered momentarily, a hint of uncertainty surfacing before he masked it again. Love is not enough, Kaelan. You talk of unity, but the loyalty of our packs will be tested, and I will not risk my family's legacy for your infatuation. L'Oreal felt her heart plummet at his words. It is not infatuation, it is destiny. Can't you feel it? She searched Calder's eyes for empathy, for understanding. We can change the course of our futures together, if you would only let us try. The silence stretched, thick and suffocating. Kaelan gripped her hand tightly, their fingers interlaced as if to ground each other amidst the uncertainty. Father, please, let us show you what we can achieve together before you cast us aside. Calder's expression hardened again, and he stepped back, signaling to his warriors. You've made your choice, son, but know this, if you choose her, you turn your back on your pack, you will be alone in this fight. No, Father, Kaelan protested, desperation lacing his voice. I want to be alone. L'Oreal and our allies stand with me. We can prove that love is stronger than tradition. But Calder's eyes grew cold. Then you've made your choice. If you wish to pursue this path, be prepared to face the consequences. With a final, piercing look, he turned and walked away, his warriors following suit, leaving a heavy silence in their wake. As they watched Calder disappear into the shadows, L'Oreal felt the weight of despair settle over her. What have we done, Kaelan? She whispered, her voice trembling. What if this leads to war? Kaelan took a deep breath, his brow furrowing with determination. We can back down now. We've sparked something that could change everything. We just need to be strong enough to see it through. Ali stepped closer, her face pale yet resolute. He may not have supported you, but that doesn't mean we can rally our allies. We have to act quickly. Then we fight, L'Oreal said, her voice steadying like steel beneath the pressure. We stand united, no matter what comes next. The days that followed were a blur of strategizing and gathering supporters. L'Oreal poured her heart into every meeting, every conversation. Yet, despite the growing support, the shadow of Calder's rejection loomed over them, a constant reminder of the stakes. One evening, as they gathered around a flickering fire in a secluded glade, Kaelan and L'Oreal shared a moment of quiet amidst the chaos swirling around them. The fire cast a warm glow on their faces, but L'Oreal could feel the frost of uncertainty gnawing at her heart. Do you really think we can change their minds? She asked, her grey eyes searching his. Kaelan leaned closer, a determined spark igniting in his blue gaze. I believe we can make them see the truth, that love can bridge the divides our ancestors forged. We just need to be brave enough to face what comes. L'Oreal's heart swelled with both admiration and fear. I am terrified, Kaelan. What if it all goes wrong? Then we face it together, he replied, his voice soft yet firm. No matter the outcome, I'll be by your side. She nodded, the warmth of his words enveloping her like a protective cloak. Together. But as the days turned to weeks, the tension between the packs escalated. Whispers of rebellion floated through the air, distrust simmering beneath the surface. L'Oreal could sense the impending storm, the inevitability of conflict looming closer with every sunset. One fateful night, under a sky blanketed with stars, they gathered their allies for a final strategy meeting. Tensions were palpable as they stood around the flickering torchlight, each face etched with determination and fear. This is it, Kaelan said, his voice steady. We will go before both packs and present our case for unity. If we do not act now, we risk losing everything. L'Oreal felt a swell of courage. We must remind them of the power of love, show them that our union can be a source of strength, not weakness. Among the group, a voice spoke up, a warrior from the Silver Fangs named Ryan. What if they don't listen? What if Alpha Calder turns them against us? Then we fight, Kaelan said, his jaw clenched. We fight for our love and for a future that is worth living. The mood shifted, the air thick with determination. Then let us be ready, Alice added, her auburn hair catching the light. We stand united, no matter the outcome. As the group nodded in agreement, L'Oreal felt a surge of hope flickering within her. Perhaps they could change their fates, redefine the boundaries their packs had drawn. But deep inside, a nagging doubt remained: was love truly powerful enough to conquer centuries of animosity? As dawn approached, they made their way to the clearing where the two packs often gathered. The atmosphere felt electric, a mixture of anticipation and fear hanging in the air like an impending storm. Kaelan took her hand, squeezing it gently. Whatever happens, remember that I love you. I love you too, she whispered, her heart racing with uncertainty. We ready? They stepped into the clearing, the collective tension radiating as both packs turned to face them. Alpha Calder stood at the front, flanked by his most trusted warriors, his expression unreadable. What is the meaning of this? He demanded, his voice echoing through the silence. Kaelan stepped forward, L'Oreal at his side. Father, we've come to present our vision for unity. L'Oreal and I love each other, and we believe that together, our packs can grow stronger. Calder's eyes darkened with fury. You dare speak of love after what you've done? You've betrayed your pack, Kaelan. You shame us all. Enough? Kaelan's voice rang out, filled with defiance. I will not be ashamed of loving L'Oreal. This isn't just about us, it is about our future. We can end a cycle of hatred between our packs. L'Oreal stepped forward, her heart pounding in her chest. Alpha Calder, please. Love is not a weakness, it is our greatest strength. We stand here to unite, not to divide. The murmurs rippled through the crowd, some faces showing curiosity while others remained hardened with suspicion. You think love can erase generations of bloodshed? Calder shot back, his eyes cold as ice. You would risk everything for a fleeting fantasy. It is not fleeting. L'Oreal pleaded, feeling the weight of their gazes. This bond we share is powerful. Together, we can change the course of our packs, forge a future of peace. But peace comes at a cost, Calder warned, his voice low and dangerous. You may succeed or you may fail, but either way, you will change everything. Silence enveloped them, thick with uncertainty. Kaelan stood firm, his heart pounding in his chest. Then let us make this choice together, show our packs that unity can conquer division. As the Alpha's gaze flickered between his son and L'Oreal, the crowd held its breath, waiting for a decision that would change everything. But as if sensing their moment of vulnerability, a rustle echoed from the tree line, shattering the tension. A figure emerged, a rogue warrior of the Stormclaw pack, eyes wild with fury and betrayal. Kaelan, he shouted, voice dripping with venom. You've betrayed us. You've chosen a Silver Fang over your own blood. Chaos erupted as warriors from both packs began to draw their weapons, the tension igniting into violent fury. L'Oreal's heart raced as she felt Kaelan. L'Oreal's heart raced as chaos erupted around them, the quiet strength of their moment shattered. The rogue warrior, a Stormclaw named Darius, stood defiantly at the edge of the clearing, his eyes ablaze with rage. You've betrayed your pack, Kaelan, you traitor. Darius, stop. Kaelan shouted, stepping protectively in front of L'Oreal, his voice laced with authority. This isn't what you think. This is about uniting our packs, not tearing them apart. Darius sneered, his lip curling back as he brandished his weapon. Uniting? Or are you simply a fool blinded by lust? You think the Silverfangs will ever accept you? They've always hated us, and you are willing to throw away everything for her. Laurel felt the sting of Darius' words like a cold dagger piercing through her heart. It's not just about me, she interjected, her voice rising above the fray. It is about building a future free from the hatred that has plagued our families for generations. Your words are empty. Darius spat, brandishing his weapon with fury. You pack will never accept this union. You are a fool, Kaelin, a fool to think love can erase centuries of hatred. Love is a powerful force. Kaelin countered, his voice shaking with emotion. It can heal the wounds of the past and forge a new path for our future. We deserve a chance. With every heartbeat, the tension thickened, a palpable energy crackling in the air. Laurel gripped Kaelin's hand tightly, grounding herself against the storm brewing in the clearing. Warriors from both packs stood poised to fight, glancing from Kaelin to Laurel, uncertainty flickering in their eyes. Enough. Alpha Calder's voice boomed, cutting through the uproar. He stepped forward, his presence commanding attention and his gaze fixed on Darius. You will cease your insubordination. This is not the time for recklessness. But father, Darius protested, his voice rising in defiance. Calder's expression darkened. You will not challenge the Alpha, stand down, or face the consequences. Darius hesitated, fury simmering beneath his surface. You allowing this to happen, you letting him betray us. I am allowing a dialogue, Calder replied, his tone icy. Kaelin has chosen this path, and we must understand it fully before deciding. If he believes he can unite our packs, then we shall see. He turned his gaze to Kaelin, his eyes glimmering with a mix of pride and anger. But know this, son, should you fail, the consequences will be dire. Laurel's heart thudded painfully against her ribs as she met Kaelin's gaze, the weight of his father's words heavy in the air. We won't fail, she whispered, her voice firm. Together, we can make this work. Kaelin squeezed her hand, his blue eyes steadfast. Together, he echoed, leaning closer to her, their foreheads touching as if to draw strength from one another. I won't let anyone tear us apart, Laurel breathed, feeling the fire of determination swell within her. The tension in the clearing hung thick, the air electric as warriors from both packs eyed each other warily. What had begun as a moment of hope had quickly devolved into uncertainty, and Laurel's heart ached with the weight of their shared destinies. Let us show them, Kaelin said suddenly, his voice rising above the murmur of uncertainty. Laurel and I will prove to each of you that our love is worth fighting for. We allow show you that unity can conquer division. What do you propose, Strider? Darius sneered, his eyes narrowed, ready for a fight. Kaelin took a deep breath, his posture firm. We will challenge the packs, not to battle but to a test of strength of spirit and loyalty. We will unite our strongest warriors, and together we will face the trials of the ancients, a journey that embodies our bond. Laurel blinked, surprise washing over her. Trials of the ancients, are you sure about this, Kaelin? The stakes are high. I am sure, he replied, conviction threading through his words. It is time to show our packs that love can be the foundation of a new beginning. The murmurs among the warriors shifted, curiosity and apprehension blending in equal measure. What if you fail? Darius challenged, crossing his arms. What if we lose you both in your foolishness? Kaelin shot him a glance, his expression unwavering. Then I will accept my fate, knowing I stood for what I believed in, but I refuse to cower in fear of the unknown. Laurel and I will fight for our love and our future. Calder regarded him with a mix of concern and admiration. Very well, Kaelin, but know this, if you attempt the trials, both of you will face unimaginable challenges. You must be prepared, or it will lead to more chaos. Laurel stepped forward, her heart pounding. We are prepared, Alpha Calder. We will show you what love can conquer. Then the trial will commence at the next full moon, Calder declared, his voice resonating through the clearing. Prepare yourselves. With that, Calder turned and strode away, leaving Kaelin and Laurel standing amidst the uncertainty that lingered between their packs. As the murmurs faded, the tension still clung to the air, heavy and electric. Did we just sign our fate? Laurel whispered, her heart racing. Kaelin turned to her, determination flickering in his gaze. We chose to stand for what we believe in, and that is worth fighting for. That as they walked back toward the Silverfine territory, uncertainty loomed over them like a storm cloud. The next few weeks would be filled with training, strategy, and the weight of their choices pressed heavily upon their shoulders. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of crimson and gold, Kaelin and Laurel sat together beneath the ancient oak tree, a place of solace amidst the chaos. Do you think they'll all come around? Laurel asked, her voice barely above a whisper, the weight of their impending trials heavy on her heart. Kaelin took a deep breath, running a hand through his raven hair. I have to believe they will. We'll show them the truth of our bond. Love can be a bridge, not a barrier. But what if it isn't enough? Laurel's voice trembled as fear clawed at her. What if our love isn't powerful enough to change generations of hatred? Kaelin turned to her, his blue eyes fierce with determination. Laurel, love isn't just a feeling, it is an action, it is the strength to face the darkest moments and emerge stronger. We have to believe in it, in us. Tears pricked at her eyes as she looked at him, the depth of his conviction igniting a flicker of hope within her. You make me believe, Kaelin, but the stakes are so high. I know, he said gently, brushing a stray hair behind her ear, his touch igniting a warmth in her chest. But we'll face this together. No matter what challenges lie ahead, I will fight for you. And I for you, Laurel replied, her heart swelling with love and determination. We'll face whatever comes our way. As the moon rose high, casting its silver light upon them, Laurel felt the pull of destiny wrap around her like a warm embrace. They would fight for their love, for their future, and together they would carve a new path through the shadows of their past. But little did they know, darkness loomed closer, and betrayal lurked just beyond the horizon, ready to test the strength of their bond in ways they could never have imagined. The trials awaited them, and the echoes of their choices would resonate far beyond the clearing into which they had stepped, altering the course of their lives forever. Days turned into a whirlwind of training, strategy sessions, and whispered secrets shared under the glow of the moon. Laurel and Kaelin worked tirelessly, gathering their allies, fortifying their resolve. But the weight of uncertainty pressed heavily on them, shadows lurking just beyond their grasp. One evening, as they prepared for their final meeting before the trials, Alice burst into the clearing, breathless and wild-eyed. Laurel, Kaelin, you need to see this. What is it? Laurel asked, concern flooding her. Darius has been rallying a faction of Stormclaws against you, Alice said urgently, her voice trembling. He is convincing them that your unity is a threat to their future. Kaelin's jaw clenched, anger flashing in his eyes. We knew there would be dissent, but this is treachery. More than treachery, Alice replied, her face pale. Darius is gathering support. If he persuades enough, it could undo everything we've worked for. Laurel felt her heart plummet. What do we do? Kaelin took a deep breath, determination flaring in his eyes. We confront him. We can't let fear dictate our future.